Folks, it has been reported by, I guess, Tristan Wirfs himself. He spoke to the media yesterday after the first day of voluntary practices, OTAs, if you will, that he has been practicing both at left tackle and at right tackle. He has been training at both positions. Now, Wirfs did go on to say that, hey, things could change depending on who the Buccaneers draft, who the Buccaneers sign, whatever it may be. He is just essentially trying to cover all of his bases at this point by training at both tackle positions. So it doesn't seem like anything is confirmed or guaranteed. Wirfs said as much, and nothing is guaranteed or confirmed right now at this point. Things could change, obviously, depending on who they sign or who they draft. But Wirfs is just making sure that, hey, he gets a little bit of work in there at left tackle if he does end up being that guy playing left tackle for the Buccaneers this upcoming season. And firstly, hey, great work by Wirfs there to make sure that he is practicing at both. We all know how great Wirfs is as a right tackle. So to kind of take that initiative and to go out there and say, hey, I'm going to practice a little bit at left tackle as well, that's just good initiative by Wirfs that he's already been practicing at left tackle. And I think it also does lean a little bit to what the Buccaneers may end up doing. Obviously, we'll see. You still have the NFL draft coming up here in about 10 days. They could take a left tackle. They could take a right tackle, which would confirm Wirfs moving over to left tackle. There's a lot of different things that they could do. You also still have another wave of free agency after the NFL draft, which I've been talking about this a lot, how the Tampa Bay Buccaneers should sign a veteran left tackle just in case you aren't able to get a guy in the NFL draft at that left tackle position and you do need a guy to give you some starting reps, or if you do want to go ahead and decide to keep Wirfs over at right tackle, you still have that veteran option at left tackle, maybe a guy who has started some games before, like a George Fant, like an Eric Fisher, like a Cameron Fleming, one of those guys who has experience playing left tackle in the past, and they still may make a move like that. It would not surprise me at all, and we may be talking about a move like that in the next couple of weeks. But again, it definitely seems like the situation here is developing a little bit more into the way of what a lot of people have already thought, which is, yeah, there's going to be legitimate consideration there from Tristan Wirfs, from the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, to potentially have him play left tackle. And I know it's voluntary workout, and I know take those situations with a grain of salt. I completely understand that, but it does definitely raise some questions here, and it does definitely raise some eyebrows, I guess you could say, to say, oh, Wirfs is actually training at left tackle now. It seems like this is becoming more of a possibility than just speculation at this point. And we've heard Jason Light talk about it. He said that that's something that they've talked about ever since they drafted Wirfs, the possibility of him playing left tackle. And it goes back to that old argument of, do you want to mess with a good thing? Because Wirfs, we all know what he is at right tackle. He is an all-star. He's an all-pro. He's a Pro Bowler. He's everything. He's one of the best right tackles in the entirety of the NFL, if not the best right tackle in the entirety of the NFL. Do you want to mess with that and move him over to left tackle? That is a pretty legitimate question there. So, folks, we will have to wait and see what happens here regarding the Tristan Wirfs situation. If he does continue to practice the left tackle, if he does eventually make that full move over to left tackle, should be one worth paying attention to. But let me know your guys' thoughts and opinions about this. I would love to hear them. What do you think about the idea of Tristan Wirfs training already to play left tackle? Would love to hear your guys' thoughts and opinions about that. Do you want him to move over to left tackle? Do you want him to stay over at right tackle? Do you want them to draft a left tackle, sign a veteran left tackle to be that potential starter? I'd love to hear your guys' thoughts and opinions about that, because it's an interesting situation. They haven't had really many offensive tackle visits so far. Darnell Wright out of Tennessee has visited with them, but after that, you haven't seen much in the way of the Bucs expressing a ton of interest in some of the top left tackles there. They could take a guy maybe in round 2 or round 3, but you figure if you're looking for a starting quality left tackle, probably going to be a guy that you would want to take in round 1. So we'll have to wait and see. But folks, let me know your thoughts and opinions. I would love to hear them. I want to thank you guys all so much for watching this video. Going to have a lot of content coming out here soon regarding the draft and whatnot. I'm actually going to be having a mock draft coming out either later today or tomorrow. I'm going to say probably tomorrow, so stay tuned for a mock draft as well as any more updates that we get regarding any types of visits that the Buccaneers are going to be making with any of the top 30 visits that they have for some of the prospects that they are interested in the most. So a lot of content coming out here covering the NFL draft here in the next couple of days. Stay tuned for that. But anyway, folks, thank you all so much for watching this video. Hope you all enjoyed. As always, folks, I'll see you all in the next video or the next live stream. But until then, and as always, guys, goodbye for now, and go Bucs.